Hi, I'm Craig Pope. So now you've got your pre-approval, you're wondering what happens next. So firstly, don't get too hung up on interest rates and loan structures and details like that. We can sort that out with you once you've found a property and you're unconditional. The next step is you need to decide how you're going to place offers on properties. So if you've got less than 20% deposit, you are going to have some restrictions on what you can and can't do. So that will probably mean that you're going to put conditions in your offer at least 5 to 10 working days for things like finance and builder's report. But do check with us on how that process works. If your deposit, however, is at least 20% or more, you have got the option of placing offers with conditions or without conditions. And a situation where you might place an offer without conditions is an option where you have to be unconditionally approved on the day. If you want to do it the more conventional way, by placing an offer with conditions, you'd place conditions such as finance, builder's report, title search, LIM report, maybe even insurance, and you could even get your lawyer to look through the agreement with you just to be 100% sure, especially if you're really agreeing to the process. So if you're going to place an offer that doesn't have any conditions at all, or at least you want to take finance off as a condition, then you need to send us a draft copy of the sale and purchase agreement and disclosures well in advance of any tender deadline or auction date. That is so we can get the bank or lender to check over the agreement and allow us to be able to leave finance off as a condition. In some cases, when you're wanting to place an offer that doesn't have any conditions, you will have done all your due diligence beforehand. So that means maybe getting a LIM report checked, title search checked, building report all done before you place an offer. But again, just make sure that you leave us plenty of time to get the draft sale and purchase agreement and disclosures through to me so I can get the banks to check it to allow us to then have the ability to leave finance off as a condition. You would also want to make sure that the house was fully insurable before you placed an unconditional offer. So again, we've got to tread really careful through that process, but always liaise with us first so that we can help make sure that we minimise any risk to the process for you. So once the bank has checked the draft sale and purchase agreement and disclosures, it's still technically not unconditional. All they're doing is saying that they're happy with you to place an unconditional offer or without finance as a condition, but the final sale and purchase agreement still needs to be ticked off by the bank after your offer is accepted. So just make sure that there's no last minute disclosures or changes made to that agreement before you sign it, because we'd need to get the bank to recheck it again. The other thing to remember is that when your offer is accepted, there is going to be a deposit that will be payable on the contract. So just make sure that whatever percentage figure you put down, that we're well prepared that you've got access to that money. So that could be money you've got sitting in your account available, or there may need to be a fast track release of KiwiSaver. So when you are signing up the sale and purchase agreement, agents normally tend to want you to put 10% as a down payment on page 1 of the sale and purchase agreement. So just be aware that you know how that money is going to become available. Just remember, when you're looking for a house, to look at the disclosures that the agent has in the documentation very early in the process. Any untoward disclosures that might be listed, we need to be able to address those very early on in the process. So just to recap, if your deposit's less than 20%, liaise with us on what you can and can't do with an offer. It's highly likely it's going to need to be an offer that has conditions so that a registered valuation can be done. If your offer, however, comes with at least 20% deposit and your approval is with at least 20% deposit, then there is ways we can get you in a buying position where you can put an offer in that doesn't have any conditions. But it does need to have all the due diligence done up front and there is a careful process that we've got to follow through with the bank. So you need to let me know, or let us know early on if you're looking to place an offer that doesn't have any conditions, and then we'll get that draft sale and purchase agreement and disclosures ticked off by the bank well in advance of making any offer. But any questions, call myself or my team on 0800 000 517.